Hello ladies and gents to No Drama Just Movies Rapid Reviews. Before our review of James Gunn's Superman releasing this week, we thought we should revisit some of the older Superman entries. So I watched Superman from 1978 recently and I had some thoughts. Right off the bat, I liked the start on Krypton. Those glowing white suits looked kinda cool. But does it feel slow to anyone else? They're talking about the destruction of their planet, with Jor-El trying to convince them to act. But I would have expected a lot more energy from such a vital discussion, a lot more heat. I love the scene of Pa Kent's death, and of a heart attack as well. It's very different from the hurricane horror of Man of Steel, and it teaches Clark a valuable lesson. No matter how strong or fast you are, there are some people you love, whom you won't be able to save. That's a vital lesson for someone who can hear the whole world scream out for help when he's sitting at the breakfast table. That scene also hits harder because it is so real. No bomb or supervillain scheme, just an old man whose heart gave out. As much as I liked spending time with Clark's earthling side, because it makes him more human and therefore more relatable, the film jumps over how he got the costume. This misses the trick of imbuing it with symbolism. In many other versions, Martha makes it for him, and sometimes it's a piece of his home world, combining his two identities. That first frantic scene at the Daily Planet is the perfect contrast to the calm, melancholic beginning. I love the first meeting of Clark and Lois. Cynical Lois Lane meets innocent farm boy Clark Kent, the paragon of goodness. You can immediately see how they might challenge each other on a personal level and why she might fall in love with Superman, an even more extreme version of Clark. Christopher Reeve was just perfect, and there's a reason why he's remembered as one of the definitive Superman actors. The lovable bumbliness he brings to Clark and the calm control he brings to Superman. So much strength and authority, but also respect and a simple "excuse me" when he first shows himself to the world. Reeve imbues all this with a disarming charm. There's a great moment after he flies with Lois where Clark considers telling her the truth, and Reeve shifts effortlessly between the two personalities, using his voice and posture. I loved the comical reactions to Superman saving people. In another superhero film, this might have been too much, distracting from the action, but this, along with the ever-bumbly Otis, perfectly fits the tone for this film. It's a brightly coloured adventure that needs this sort of levity. My only problem is that it takes almost 2 hours, 2/3 of the runtime, for Lex and Clark to begin their confrontation. Only then does the conflict pick up steam. When they do get together on screen, however, the scene is great, with both Hackman and Reeve playing off each other well. Lois getting buried alive was terrifying, and I loved Reeve's reaction. He's going through the stages of grief in front of our eyes, and I love the sadness that turns to anger. You can kinda tell the time this came out by all the sexual harassment, which nowadays might be all the icky. The army guys leching over an unconscious Miss Teschmacher, Miss Teschmacher kissing a defenseless Superman, and even Superman kissing a dead Lois. Overall though, this was a good entry that kept the wonder and fun of the comic book it was based on. The cast was great, led by Reeve and Hackman, bolstered by Margot as Lois and the rest. I would recommend a rewatch simply for the charm. And that's all. Roll credits.